Who? Not this one. Oh, this one. Yeah, so this is it's a little bit different. I think it's you had better draw. And another one, I think you had better using two paper. One is mitochondria, and other one only like glycolysis and beta oxidation. Not before the beta oxidation. That makes sense, right? I turn out you are so busy. Maybe Jake very upset. Oh!
Too red. I'm good. Okay, so
yeah, theoretically, I can cover all of our exam question theoretically, right? So I think it's perfect time. Yeah. Without this one, maybe you spend too much time and even get a low score. It's very upsetting. So how about first we can start here, right? So during exercise, right, we need ATP, is right? I think it's very simple, right? So to break down ATP, maybe this is the last time we can ask you question, right? We need some substrate. Which one?
water.
Water is right. But how about Parker? You said just simply water, but 99% university didn't put the water, right? That is the problem. So put the water, right? And become ADP, inorganic phosphate, and proton. Is right? Is right. But I think you remember, is right? We had better put the energy release here and become heat. But I think I should write another reaction. So I just want to write here. But you understand, is right? Yeah. Because if we put here, see, energy and heat, many times people confuse, oh, ATP become energy and heat, is right? But it's not incorrect. So it should be here, is right? But I should write down another reaction, so I just put here. And another one, this energy, how much energy we can use as mechanical energy? Did you remember? This is our exam question too.
25%?
Yeah, 25 to 30%. Right? This is our energy efficiency. Right? Our other one is become heat. So this one, we always know the name is ATP, this is right?
25 to 30%.
25 to 30%.
Well, 25 to 30 becomes usable energy and the rest
Usable energy, yeah. Rest of them become heat.
Okay, so shouldn't it say 75 to 70 under the energy and heat?
Oh, no, it's 100%, 70% heat, 30% only energy.
Got it.
Yeah, yeah. So this is for weight management, it sounds good. But how about to survive? It doesn't sound good, is it right? We need energy all over that. Right? Yeah, but during high exercise intensity, right? During high exercise intensity, right? We need a lot of energy to go this way, right? This way. But where is it? So first substrate, we should break down this to get a new ATP. Which one did you remember?
Creatine.
Yes, creatine phosphate is right. Is right. Is right. And how about this creatine phosphate? We need another substrate. This is important.
Proton?
Yes, that is this proton. Is right. So this is become ADP creatine phosphate proton. The interesting thing is not this inorganic phosphate. We need this inorganic phosphate. Is right. So this inorganic phosphate goes to this ADP. So become how about creatine first and ATP. Is right. I think right now we understand, right? So what is the enzyme name?
Creatine kinase.
Yes, very easy. Creatine kinases. Kinases means all related to the ATP, right? So each side has one ATP. Usually name is kinases, creatine kinases. So here is the exam question. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Exam question. What is the interesting thing? There are two creatine kinase reactions. There are two. One is
ATP.
Yeah, one is just one single reaction get ATP. This is fastest one. And another one.
Proton.
Yeah, it's consume proton. Yeah, that makes sense. This is really important. Right? So during high exercise intensity proton release, at that time, using this proton, become creatine phosphate, become substrate, and become creatine ATP. We use this ATP, is right. So important thing is creatine. This reaction consume proton. So I can say this is kind of like a buffering during high exercise intensity. Right? Without this one, maybe we can throw up very sick, is it right? But it helps. 10 to 15 seconds. Yeah, this is important. Right? There are some reaction to buffer this proton, so we'll talk together, keep talking together. And there are another reaction in the cytosol. Did you remember? Another one is there are buffering too. Some molecule become something is consume proton. That is lactate. Right? We'll talk together. Levi, question?
Oh yeah, I was just wondering the format of your exam.
Oh, exam, everything.
Is it going to be drawing or just writing?
No. So how about like this?
Okay.
This is exam, like a multiple question. Yeah.
Okay, so we're just using the drawing to understand.
Understand,
But
yes.
on
big
the exam,
picture.
we don't have to draw
No,
the
no,
whole
no.
thing.
Maybe just short answer, right? But you do not need to draw that much, right?
Okay.
So just multiple question and another one true first and some short response. Right? But if you understand today, I believe 95% is covered. Right? I believe so. So it makes sense, is right? So this is why it's so important, right? And another one, right? So creatine supplements company, they sell creatine, not creatine phosphate. So it means if we consume creatine, it's help when it help during exercise or during recovery. Yes, doesn't make sense. Right? So one of my undergrad student, right, when he choose the creatine supplementation, he read their advertisement during exercise and recovery. But one company talk about recovery, so he purchased that one. So it's okay. Yeah, I think it's perfect, is right. And another one, how about this enzyme, creatine kinases, is right? Actually, ADP, inorganic phosphoproton become ATP. That is endogonic reaction, is right? This is exogonic. So this way is endogonic, is right? And another one, this is exogonic, is right? Release energy. So this enzyme function is combine and endogonic and exogonic reaction. That is enzyme, is right? Direct enzyme. Right? Doesn't make sense. Right? So this is why gives energy, right? Is just gives energy, right? This one, right? Is usually in the cytosol, in the muscle, is around 0. Right? Doesn't make sense. So this is why the concentration is really, really important. Does it make sense? Make sense? Yeah. Because gives standard gives energy, right? Minus, it should be minus go this way, right? But gives energy is both reaction combined together. This enzyme, right? Right now is the energy is around 0. So really this direction or this direction is depend on concentration, is right? So to break down creatine phosphate, we need a lot of ADP at a very short time. At the same time, a lot of proton, is right? Doesn't make sense. This is why I said sometimes no warming up, or your warming up should be very high intensity to go this direction, is right? Levi question? No? Yeah. So it makes sense? Right. But many times biochemistry, they teach this one, but exercise physiology, usually we do not teach biochemistry, so we really don't know. But if we know this fact, right, Gibbs energy is decided, the direction is right, but this Gibbs energy in our cell usually 0. So it really depends on concentration, is right? So if you eat a lot of food or you should exercise a lot, that kind of thing is important.
So if you warm up at a low intensity, you're consuming the hydrogen ions?
Oh, it's a mitochondria. Go to the mitochondria.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you don't warm up, you still have them floating around, or if you warm up high intensity, you create more?
Yes, still, finally we can use creatine phosphate.
Okay, because
Or
the
without
hydrogen ions are a trigger for creatine kinase.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I think I cannot say real trigger. That is a substrate.
Okay.
It's not activator.
Yeah.
That is another question.
Okay.
Right. That is perfect. Right. If I ask proton is activator, No. Proton is substrate.
Okay.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That kind of approach. I think it's perfect. Thank you. Right. And that's it. Is right. So like this kind of approach, I believe if you understand all of them, I believe you just read several times and you can take an exam. But without understanding, you must read all of the PowerPoint, like Gabriel, and finally gave up. Oh.
Hey, I didn't give up.
Yeah.
I'm still going.
This is it.
A couple more weeks.
Yeah.
One more time.
We actually start.
And the problem is,
If you drop out next week, it'd be better.
Fair enough.
yeah, why not study together?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah.
So Jake, Levi, arrest him to the library, right? I'm okay, overload. But the problem is creatine phosphate, we have only 10 to 15 seconds, even we are trained, not trained people less than 10 seconds, right? Yeah. So 10 to 15, right? But still keep high intense exercise. So ADP keep increase, inorganic phosphate keep increase, proton keep increase, is right? Because no more creatine phosphate, we cannot use this direction, is right? It's not anymore a zero, it's like a positive, we cannot go this direction. So it's time to go to the another direction. Does it make sense? So using 2 ADP, right, become AMP and ATP. I think it's very easy, right? Two phosphate, 4, and 1, 3. So it makes sense, right? So we use this ATP and we have AMP. The name is adenylate kinase. See, already kinase again is right. Kinase means is involved ATP, the enzyme name. Adenylate means is ATP, AMP, ADP, that is adenylate. Also, because right now we cannot go this direction because concentration. So right now we go this direction. So we can use still ATP, but the good thing is we have AMPs, right? So Jake, this is activator of glycolysis. See, it's already different, right? But this one is substrate, it's not activator.
Why does why isn't it ADP plus AMP arrow ATP
This is one inorganic phosphate go to the another ADP. So become
okay,
ATP
that makes sense. Okay,
and one
okay.
monophosphate.
Okay.
See? Yeah, so if you understand, chemistry is not really difficult, right? It's easy to understandable. So it's right now I think I should finish here, but before finish, so we have another reaction you should start, right? So this is TCA, glucose. After eat carbohydrate, anything become glucose, right? So it's here. Oh. And another one, we have glycogen. Glucose is very sharp, it's kind of toxic, right? So we should make very less stable, right? To do this one, did you remember how to do to make less stable? We must put inorganic phosphate.
Yeah.
So using ATP become ADP. For that enzyme is hexokinases. But I cannot show here. But actually, ATP hydrolase release water is right. But this one, even without water, glucose molecule release 1 proton. So it's here. Right? This release proton, right? From the glucose. As well as, because we already used 1 ATP, so we use 1 ATP. Oh, we need ATP. Actually, we need ATP, but we already use ATP, right? Glycogen is saying we must add inorganic phosphate to make less stable, but that case glucose 1 phosphate and glucose, this one, glucose 6 phosphate. Right? This glucose 1 phosphate can become glucose 6 phosphate and share same pathway. Is right? And glucose 1 phosphate is look like this, but I can write down is much easier. Because 6 carbon and carbon 6, there are phosphate. This is glucose 6 phosphate. Glucose 1 phosphate means there are 6 carbon, right? start to 6, 1 to 6. There is phosphate is here, right? Glucose phosphate, glucose 6 phosphate. They just transferase do, right? So it's like this. So glucose 6 phosphate become fructose 6 phosphate. Just little arrangement we do not need to know, but because same structure, right? Only this one, right? But to break down this one, we must add another inorganic phosphate. That is ATP and ADP. Did you remember enzyme? That is the most important enzyme, glycolysis.
PFK.
Yes, PFK. See, because we should break it down, right? So right now, 6 phosphate here, another phosphate here. So it's easy. It's from here. Fructose. Fructose. 1, 6. 1, 6 is right. 1, 6, 2, right? Bis phosphate. Right? This is PFK. And another one, I think it's maybe. Glycogen, inorganic phosphate become glucose 1 phosphate. They are important enzyme, phosphorylase. Yeah. I'm sorry. Phosphorylase. Yeah. If you cannot see, you can check our PowerPoint. But phosphorylase is important enzyme. Glycogenolysis. PFK is most important enzyme, right? Glycolysis. Hexokinase is important too, but PFK is really important. Yeah. Why I just write down is here? Because this AMP is so important. Huh? This AMP activate phosphorylases as well as activate PFK. So see, after creatine kinase reaction, right, it's done and reaction is right now this way. So we have adenine kinase reaction, right? And after this one, this AMP activate phosphorylases and PFK. It makes sense, right? So right now we have this reaction. But please watch here. This reaction, why PFK, not why hexokinases? Because this is metabolic pathway, this one, during high exercise intensity. Oh, see here. Not from the here. And can you guess why? It's tough to use glucose 6,5 from the glucose during high intense exercise.